Welcome to another Neurosearch Talks here at beautiful Berlin for Buzzwords 2023. I'm Arthur, I'm a research engineer at Zeta Alpha. I'm here with Kacper.
Yeah, I'm Kacper Łukawski, a developer advocate at Qdrant, and I'm mostly responsible for representing the company outside. I'm trying to help our users, early adopters, but also some customers to build a value around vector search. And I'm just trying to showcase how to use Qdrant in the best way, how to squeeze that lemon so they can have the most value that is possible to achieve with that.
Nice. So your talk here is about ChatGPT is lying. How can we stop it?
Fix it, actually. So basically, I will be speaking about hallucinations and how to avoid that. There is like a huge research being done on how to mitigate those risks of GPT-like models, including ChatGPT, how to make them not to produce and make up some false information, because that might be misused, but also that might be an issue for the companies that would like to implement that in their own projects. So that's basically about the whole strategy of how to avoid that. But I will also mention some other issues that we still have with that seems to be unsolved yet.
Yeah, of course. I mean, one way that you can do this is to use the Retrieval Augmented large language models. There's something about this in your talk as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I will mainly talking about in my session. This is basically the approach that we are trying to encourage our users to do. Many of them just started using LLMs, and they are treating them as some sort of machine that's always telling the truth. We are trying to convince it's not always the case, and retrieval augmented large language models are like the primary way of how to avoid that issues. So that's basically what I'll be mostly speaking about, but not only.
Okay, so the idea behind this thing is essentially that you're gonna retrieve good documents and feed it to the LLM, so you are decreasing the risk of hallucinations, right?
Yeah, exactly, and that's what proper vector database such as Qdrant is designed for. That's actually that's surprising that we started using LLMs and then we realized that there is still an issue and we need to solve it somehow. So that comes back to pure search problems. So we are trying to solve a search problem again. So that's why vector or semantic search engine plays a huge crucial role in that setup.
Do you mind if I point like a problem that we have been seeing happening? I want to see if you pick your brain a little bit to see have any idea on that. In that case, vector search is great. It works really well in a lot of scenarios, but at the same time, it will always give you some results back, right? If you use BM25, you type in a query that doesn't exist in your data set, no documents retrieved for it. LLMs will always give you something back. That means that you can get bad documents retrieved, and if you feed these bad documents to GPT or Falcon, whatever large language model you're using, you're gonna just get whatever it gave you and probably try to convince yourself that it's bad. So how do you see this, and how do you think the possible ways to work around this, to solve this?
I'm not sure if that can be solved on semantic or vector search level. Unfortunately, maybe some sort of simple thresholding rule and excluding the rules which are similar but with a lower score than some specific threshold may work in some cases, but definitely that's where the whole prompt engineering start to shine out, I would say. Definitely that's something that we can force those systems to mitigate, and that's will be also something I will mention today. There are some strategies for how to overcome that, but still fairly simple. We are still very early on with using those LLMs and still experimenting. The huge problem that I saw was that if you just switch an LLM to a different one, then you also need to invest almost the same amount of time before you learn during that journey. So maybe not that much, but still they're not compatible with each other. So you might be an expert in prompt engineering for ChatGPT, and then if you switch to Falcon, you still need to find another way of how to express yourself to just avoid those cases. Definitely, I will mention that strategy, but I have no easy answers. There are not easy answers.
That's why it's fun, right? There's no easy answers. You have to play around with it to find anything else.
Yeah, I'm just laughing at people who are worried about using LLMs because it seems they are not going to replace humans, but it started producing some more jobs. Like from engineers were not a thing like a year ago. Now it seems they are more than needed in every single company.
Prompt engineering is a science and a magic and an art and everything. Mix it up.
Yeah, it seems like it's an expert with speaking to some sort of, let's say, gut that's producing some output. So it's funny, but also we need those people. We need somebody who is eager to do that.
Yeah.
Because for an engineer, that might be not that funny in the long run.
Yeah, that's true. There's another thing that has been emerging recently. That's the whole trend of chain of thought, and now it's a tree of thought that they coming up with. Essentially, you ask the language model to explain what it's doing, so you can think better, whatever, and usually works best. Do you think this is a way that we can? Is that one of the techniques that can try playing around to see if it can improve the reliability in this kind of a retrieve LLM project?
Yeah, that's also an interesting strategy. I haven't been playing with that so much, I have to say. The problem that I see still is that's cool to understand like the whole decision process, to see all the steps that have been taken, but we are never sure if they were really taken or if it's still another hallucination of what my possible chain of thoughts look like.
Yeah,
that's definitely an issue, and I'm not sure if we are really able to solve that right now. The problem is this is quite hard to be tested automatically, like measuring the quality of large language models is tough, and I have no idea how we could solve that at this very moment. But that's an interesting thing about how to find those possible issues with the reason of such a system. Still, at the end of the day, they are just more advanced tools to produce some tokens that used to work in our smartphones for years. Right now, we are just using more complex systems for that.
Yeah. I like this mention about smartphones because, like, I don't know, 5-10 years ago, even we had like this fast mobile keyboards with like LSTMs and locally really fine-tuned, and now we can run like a transformer model in your keyboard, just predict the next token. And that's what they do. Transformer just giving the next token for whatever you typed in before. And it's interesting that you have to keep this in mind, essentially, right? If you're using whatever big model it is, that's still just giving you the next token based whatever it has seen before. That is, I think I expect a really big role in this as well, right? If you are giving it, again, give you a bad document retrieve, it's going to give you a bad answer. It's just going to read the document and give whatever the document is talking about.
Yeah, the problem is that we all hoped that large language models will have everything already built in.
Yeah.
But it simply turned out that we are now solving some different problems with different systems, when we also need to glue them together to build a proper knowledge database and use a properly trained LLM. There are a lot of challenges right now. We are still very early on that street. But yeah, this is really cool that we can use them directly on our smartphones, and this is just making them more accessible for everyone. And that was one of the problems that I saw earlier, that the use of those huge powerful models will be just limited for the big players. Right now, it seems that everyone can use them freely, and that doesn't even require some experience or knowledge in machine learning at all. You can just take them and use as a tool.
Yeah. You need to fine tune it locally.
Yeah, that probably for us we could do it. Not like a typical user of them.
Yeah, of course. But now it's feasible for a small, medium-sized company to just I can fine tune this model in 1-2 GPUs.
Yep. Not
paying millions, but $200 maybe, and I can fine tune it.
Yeah, this is like a
qubits, whatever.
This is a research area that I'm really trying to follow. have some papers that I still need to read because there are lots of them being published almost every single day. But how to like train those models using low-end machines that everybody can use. I also remember reading some articles, and we can also use a laptop with a not a decent GPU, but just a normal one that you buy in the store, and train a transformer, fine-tune a transformer-based model. Just using it. This is really, really cool.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you expect from the next few days Berlin Buzzwords?
Yeah, definitely. I was attending several talks, and they were really interesting. I've seen there's a lot of going on in terms of large language models, so I hope there will be some cases of using them that I didn't think about here. Maybe some ways of how to apply also for in our case. So definitely I'm looking for it, but also I'm eager to meet some folks who are crazy about all those buzzwords and who are using them in some unusual ways. This is always quite inspirational to see all those great minds just brought together in a single place.
Yeah, some people have some really nice ideas, interesting ideas how to use this kind of things. Okay, Kacper, thank you very much for joining us. Hope to catch with you later during the conference, talk to you a little bit more. Everyone, thank you for joining us. There'll be more interviews coming up in the next few days. Stay tuned, the Zeta Alpha YouTube channel.